Hello and welcome. My name is Hilary McVeigh, and I am a human design teacher. And it is my honor and greatest joy to be able to share this powerful modality that changed my life and has transformed thousands of clients who have come into my spaces. So, I used to be a lawyer. I used to be working in a family corporate law firm, and I was feeling so burnt out, so frustrated, so disappointed with my life, as though my soul was being sucked out of me daily. And when I found human design and discovered that I'm a 5-1 projector, it changed everything for me. It changed my whole life because I started to realize that I wasn't wrong, that I didn't need to suffer, but I was just trying to force what was unaligned for me. And it was my greatest invitation to start connecting with myself, my intuition, and my version of a successful life. And so I started to study and develop my teachings under human design and sharing and guiding others. And so today I wanted to help you decipher your human design chart because I know it can be confusing because there's so many little colors, arrows, lines, all the things. So this is going to be your beginner to understand where to go and what is most important. Because at the end of the day, your strategy, how you best use your energy, dependent on your energy type, and your authority, which is your intuition, how your intuition speaks to you, and letting that become your decision maker is by far the most important part of your human design chart. What is human design and how do I read this chart? So I am assuming that you have generated your chart. If you haven't, use the link below and you will generate your free chart. My chart online has more information than the generic ones. So grab your chart, bring it here, and we're going to talk about the most important parts and ways that you can start to experiment in this beautiful becoming of your true self and the releasing of all that you are not. So what is human design? Human design is your energetic blueprint of the person that you came here to be, your highest self, your gifts, your strengths, your purpose in this lifetime. And when you understand how your energy works, you can start to move through life in a way that flows better, that it's easier, that feels good, that expands your potentiality and your purpose. Whereas if you don't understand your human design and you're trying to force and push your way through life, you end up just being met with so much resistance and you start to feel burnt out, frustrated, and almost jibbed in this lifetime of why doesn't life work for me? Why is things always so hard? And I would just invite you to see maybe you're not operating in the way that is unique and true for you because you have your way of doing life and it's going to come from a way that feels most expansive, easy, and engaging because life is not something that you're meant to autopilot through. Life is something that you're meant to play in, to create in, to expand in. So it contains lots of different ancient wisdoms, many of which I've studied around the Kabbalah, the I-Ching, the Chakra system, astrology, genetic physics, quantum science. And this has come in to create your master blueprint of how you best operate in the world. And it is one big permission slip to be more of who you are and to create from that place of limitlessness and creativity and your intuitive nature. The most important piece of human design is to move forward in a way that feels intuitively expansive, not trying to figure out your life from intellect or from logic, because that just keeps you on the path of your conditioning. It keeps you in the stories of lack, of not enough, of fear, when in reality, your energy wants to move in a free and abundant way. When I look at a human design chart, I see all the potentiality that soul has. I see the soul's mission. I see it as your ultimate accountability buddy of your highest self, what you came here to create, all the gifts you have, all the strengths that you're here to embody, your purpose, your mission. But what happens along the way, especially from the ages of 0 to 7, we pick up stories and narratives that we're not enough, that life is hard, that you have to struggle, that your desires and your interests are silly or not something you can make money from, or that you have to be a good person and do things that you don't want to do and be in obligation and follow the linear path or what you should do. And what happens is that we get to a point in our life where we realize that that's not actually bringing us the success we desire. It's not bringing the relationships we want or the work that we want to engage in. And so you start to wake up to your true self energy and to your divine nature. Because at the end of the day, you're a divine life force, abundant human who is here to have the fullest expression of what is possible. And if you tell yourself that things are not possible for you, that is one of the biggest lies and narratives that we then multiply and that we then reconfirm in our lives. You have to remember that your brain is always looking for evidence to confirm your stories. So if you feel like you have a story of things don't work out for me, your brain will constantly find evidence to support that story. But when you give yourself a story of, I have infinite possibility and opportunities always at my disposal, you start to see life in a different way and you start to show up in a different way. Because if you show up with things that I'm not worthy and it's not possible, you will shrink yourself. You won't put yourselves up for opportunities. You will not make eye contact with people around you. You will hide yourself. You will shrink your shine. You will shrink yourself. And so our beliefs create our reality. Our beliefs will create our action. So if you believe that you have a purpose here and you are life force energy in motion, you're going to move through life in a very different way. So really what human design is doing is that it is helping your conscious mind get involved with your unconscious body. So the most important part is your energy type and your authority. So once you've generated your chart, look up your energy type. You're either going to be a manifestor, a generator, a manifesting generator, a projector, or a reflector. And then I would invite you to watch one of my videos on each of those energy types or the podcast episodes, because that will help you explain how you're designed to use your energy. Everything in life is made up of energy, including you. And when you understand how your life force wants to move and your path of least resistance and greatest expansion and abundance and love and all the things that we desire, then you can start moving in a way that flows better, that it expands easier. So what a lot of the time is that we're trying to run our lives from the mind. We're trying to figure things out from an intellectual place. And that's why a lot of people feel frustrated, burnt out, unsatisfied. And so the biggest piece is to come back into your authority. So that's the second most important part of human design is your intuitive authority. What you feel. It is connecting to how your intuition speaks to you and seeing that is your greatest decision maker. That is what is guiding you forward. And that's how you make all your choices in life. Because really, your life is just a series of thousands of choices that you have made that have gotten to you to where you are today. So if you're wanting to move in a more aligned way or create a more aligned life or a more expansive, fulfilling, joyful life, you need to start making decisions that are intuitively right for you. So that's your authority. Then next up, you can dive deep into your centers. This is by far my favorite part of the human design chart, is to understanding what's known as the energy centers, which is loosely based on the chakra system. But in human design, there are 9 energy centers. And this is going to be able to help you to see where you are acting in your not self expression, which means you are in your lower frequency. It means that you may be stuck in your conditioning of feeling like you're not enough, feeling like your words aren't important, not allowing yourself to explore what you desire, maybe being stuck in so much fear, maybe being in constant fight or flight and feeling like there's never enough time. It's going to give you a really great awareness around where you are operating in your not self behavior, so that you can then be empowered to shift back into your true self empowered energy. So there's going to be a lower expression and a higher expression, or your not self and your higher self of each energy center. This is by far my favorite piece. If you're wanting to dive in deeper, definitely check out the certification. This is a bit more advanced. So this is where you're going to be looking at whether your heart is defined or undefined, your solar plexus is defined or undefined, and it's going to give you different meanings for each. Then the next important part of your chart is your profile. Your profile is your role here. It is your archetypal energy. It is how you best learn, and it is what other people desire from you. Now, there are 6 profile lines that make up 12 profiles. So you might be a 5-1, a 2-4, a 1-3. So you're going to have 2 profile lines that show you the different sides of your personality. This is what we see more as a personality. And you're going to really connect with people with a similar profile as you. So again, it's a big permission slip to step into either your role as a teacher if you're a profile 1, or your role as a leader if you're a profile 5, or your role as a natural genius if you are a profile 2. Again, I will link below the videos to watch about each specific profile. Now, if you're still new to human design, I would say that is plenty to dive and to start experimenting with. If you want to go further, you can start to explore the gates, or you can start to explore the channels. I have blog posts on each of those, so you can start to play around with your gifts here. These are your strengths. This is what you're here to serve and give to the world. This is where your energy is best used. And when you leverage that, you're, again, able to receive from that, because it's what you're naturally here to do. We're not in the business of making things harder than they need to be. You have a gift here for a reason. You have natural strengths here for a reason. You just might be discounting it. You just might be thinking it's not special. But I just want to remind you that even though it comes easy to you, it doesn't mean it comes easy to other people. And it's what you're here to give to the world and to receive abundantly for. So then you can keep on exploring. You can go into all the different planets. You can move into your incarnation cross, which is going to tell you your life theme and your purpose here. You can see your circuitry, which sees how you best process life and information. It's also as well, you can look to your arrows and your variables of how you best eat, how you best relate, how you are best motivated, your best environment, your best way to create in the world, what you're most motivated from. So there is so much in human design, but I just want to remind you that at the end of the day, what it is giving you is a reminder that you are a divine life force, abundant, limitless human, that anything that you want to create or do in this world is for a reason. You receive a desire because that's what you're here to create. And so you take each breadcrumb and each step as they present, and you start to move towards it, knowing that in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, you are building your version of heaven on earth, your successful, authentic, satisfied life. And so what we're doing is that we're creating new safety in the body. This is where I love to combine somatic practices, also ancient wisdoms, to be able to see that you're creating a new version of reality. Scientifically, you're creating new neural pathways of your new normal, of how you get to live, because you don't have to struggle. You are here to thrive. You are here to create. You are here to love. You are here to enjoy. And when you receive challenges in your life, which you will, and, you know, we want to be picking the types of challenges that grow us as a human, rather than just doing things that feel forceful or feel unaligned. That's for a reason, and you're here to create your satisfied life. And I just want to remind you that the world needs your authentic energy, and people desire you to feel expanded and excited by your life. And this is what human design does. It is deconditioning, which is releasing all the stories, all the narratives, all the illusions, all the lies that tell you that you are not enough, or that's not possible for you, or that you have to be afraid. You start to show your subconscious that it can trust your intuition. It can trust where you feel called. And so each step of the human design journey, and I definitely recommend you to have fun with it, play with it. And you start to see where you may be making decisions from a misaligned, obligated place, and start to reflect on what is dictating your decisions in your life. Start to reflect on, are you actively being the creator of your life? Because in reality, everyone is manifesting. You are currently manifesting, but are you doing it from autopilot, not self-behavior, from your conditioning, from your illusionary stories that your desires aren't possible, or that you're not enough? Or are you an active contributor? Or are you an empowered creator? Are you creating your life from an empowered, intuitive, abundant lens? Because that will generate and attract all that is meant for you and all that you desire. So I just want to remind you that human design is not a dogma. It is not a rule book. It is not something you can do wrong. And please release anything. If you see anything that feels disempowering, please throw it in the bin. We're not subscribing to anything that feels constrictive or limiting. What human design is designed for is to empower you, is to invigorate you, is to expand what is possible for you. It's not meant to put you in a box. It's not meant to further condition you in a way that you feel constricted. This is your self-awareness tool that will totally transform your life. It's changed my life and it has transformed thousands of clients who have come into my spaces. Let this be an experiment of connecting with your knowing, your body's wisdom, and creating your aligned intuitive path that will fulfill you and expand you in ways that your logical mind cannot foresee and cannot plan. So check out all the videos below and definitely check out my podcast. I am constantly sharing so much value on there. I'm a 5/1 projector, so I love to teach, I love to guide, and it's my greatest honor to have you here. And enjoy. This can be such an enriching journey to start to connect with yourself deeper and also connect with the people around you and engage in purposeful work because that's what you're here for.